All set to go, yeah? Good evening. Am I audible? Am I visible? Yeah, thank you so much. We are here tonight to get educated by our esteemed speaker, who is going to let us know on the secret of how easy it is for us to sponsor a club. So let's sit back, enjoy, and hand it over to him. So before I do that, my name is Vivian, and I will be the TME for tonight. So without further ado, I would like to call upon our District Director of 102, Robert Ram, to give his opening speech and purpose. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the evening, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am truly thankful that our club extension chair, Aaron Chan, has put this workshop together, and he has invited a very good speaker in the name of Dr. Som to guide us on how to become a club sponsor. In the past, on many occasions, the club sponsor was actually appointed by the introducer, who actually did all the work that the sponsor was supposed to do. So the sponsor, not knowing exactly what their roles were, just did what the mentor did, which is to help find role players, become a role player, help the new club prepare agendas, and so on and so forth. So there has always been this gap about what the sponsor is supposed to do. So I'm very glad that Dr. Som has come into the picture to help us to elucidate what is a little bit blur for us. He has started many clubs last term, and he has been doing a lot of research in the last 1 week to be prepared to answer all the questions that you have. I believe that we have to start learning somewhere. When I was area governor, I also did not know how to charter a club. Okay? So I was lucky that in my area, there was one very senior Toastmaster in the name of the late Dr. William Lau, who knew exactly what to do, how to do, when to do. So when the lead came, he did the talking to the corporate, he did the demo meeting, he got the forms filled up, and he chartered the club and just handed it over to me on a silver platter. I became President's Distinguished Area Governor without knowing how to do. So this is, I'm very thankful to him. And today, when we finish this workshop, hopefully we will have the skills to at least get started. And if we don't know how to proceed, we can always ask Dr. Som for advice, and he will give us good advice. So Dr. Som, thank you very much once again for running this workshop. With that, I hand over back to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
So much, Didi. So now, without further ado, let us start the ball rolling. Now, before that, I would like to say a few things about our speaker tonight. He is doctor by profession. His name is Dr. Som 𝗲𝗲. A lot of people get that wrong. I was practicing it. Thank you so much. Or better known as Dr. Som. He is a gynecologist by profession and attached with Manipal University College, Malaysia, as a professor in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology and director of Center for Professional Advancement. He has been a Toastmaster for 10 years and served in various ESCO roles, in the club and district roles. He has organized many workshops at the district level. One I might say was DTM, which I participated and learned a lot. So I guarantee you tonight, you are going to go back that much richer in knowing how to sponsor a club. He has organized many workshops at the district level. He has done DTM in the legacy program and also the pathway program. He is an accredited HRDC trainer and John Maxwell credited speaker, coach, and trainer. So it is my extreme pleasure to invite Dr. Som to give us the talk on sponsorship. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Vivian. Thank you for the lovely introduction. Now, how many of you actually thought that when I say you want to become a club sponsor, that you had to pay money? I mean, of course, not probably the ones who have been there. Did anyone think about that? Can type in 1 in the chat box if you have ever thought of that. Oh, you did. Yeah, because first when I heard that sponsorship, when we think sponsorship, we always think like, oh my God, I have to pay money. That's the first thing that comes in your mind, sponsorship. So now another thing is like, actually what our DD mentioned, the sponsoring a club is actually something which we have just given it to some other people to do it, and then we like, okay, sign it. And so ultimately what used to happen is very few people used to know what really sponsoring a club mean. And most of the time it'll be like, yeah, okay, I know there are some forms to be filled up and done, new club, yay, and we come and have fun. That's good to have fun. But today we're going to go into the technicalities of how to charter a club. What is sponsor, what is mentor. I've prepared some slides and we will have some ideas exchange, because this exchange of ideas is extremely important, which we will realize at the end. Why exchange of ideas? Because one small idea can actually lead to formation of a Toastmasters club which you could never imagine. I'll tell you that story later, but let me start off my slides, and I have a few things to share. Then we will go into some like activities as well. So today, this is what I'm going to be talking about: becoming a club sponsor. That means, when do you call yourself a sponsor? Moving on. Okay, I have been introduced graciously, so I'm going to skip this slide. In the next 40 minutes, we're going to talk about these 5 things. Many times we are like, what is a sponsor? What is a mentor? Now, we have talked about mentoring someone, but when it comes to club mentor and club sponsor, they're slightly different. Sponsor, and we will focus on sponsor. So this is what the first thing. The second thing, many of us come from a particular type of club, and some of you are probably dual member or triple club member. You have got an idea of different types of club, but not those people who are member of one club or one type of club. Today, we're going to also discuss what are the various types of clubs and get an insight on what are the key things. Because I saw one question asking, how do you convince the leads? So this types of club will play a very important role in answering that question. And this is what I promised in my video that was put up in the Toastmasters International, our district page, the step by step. We're going to go step by step. And this one, I'm going to go real slow. And this will be the main part of my talk today. And ultimately, you will definitely know that role of a sponsor. What do I have to do to become a club sponsor? And finally, what's in it for me? Yeah, I know Toastmasters is a volunteer organization, but Toastmasters International always recognizes everyone who does something in the club or something for the district. So that is why we need to find out, is there any credit and how does the credit work? Right. So far, so good. With that, I'm going to show you this slide, which many of you may have not seen. Some of you have seen. Can I see a 1 in the chat box if you remember what is this? Anyone who remembers what is this? Let's see. Legacy meme. Okay, 1. Yep. Yeah, I remember this part when I joined Toastmasters. We had to do this one, and I remember I think our DD was mentioning about area governor. We used to call it area director that time. And like when I was the area director, they used to call, yes, that's DTM track, but this is the legacy part or the traditional one. They used to call me with a very big name: advanced communicator silver, advanced leader silver, Dr. Som. Like, it's like very mouthful. And then came to 2017, and after 2017 came the pathways. Now, when the pathways came, there was a lot of hue and like cry, and no, this is not good, this is that. Our legacy program, all those things happened for 3 years. And then 2020, we finally said goodbye to this track, this legacy program, and we adopted this system. Now, if you see the system, you see there are, just like how our path is, the 6 path, where we have some projects which are mandatory and some projects which are electives, and we get to choose electives, but mandatory, there's no question about it, you have to do it. Similarly, on the road to DTM, there are some electives and there are something mandatory. So we'll focus on the maroon side. You can see that the electives, you can either be a club mentor or a club coach, or you can do youth leadership program or speechcraft, or you can do club sponsor. And that is the one we are going to focus on today. So who is a club sponsor? Now, if you ever thought, why am I going to listen to this talk for the next 40 minutes? What's in it for me? This is also, there is something there for you. Anyone who joins Toastmaster, they have some dream. Once upon a time, I'm like starting from scratch, but someday I'll become a DTM. And this is one of the ways or one of the criterias for you to achieve that title. Achieve the title in a legit way. So by working very hard. And in pathway system, this is something that they put a stumbling block on your way. That means make life difficult. Make life difficult, but not impossible. Because when you become a DTM, you become less than 1% of all the Toastmasters, almost 300,000 Toastmasters are there. So you become 1% of that elite group. So now things cannot be so easy, right? So that's club sponsor for you. So that's in it for you. If you want to become a DTM, try to do club sponsor. Next is, I'll show you a picture. Now, can you tell me what you see here? It doesn't matter. You can unmute and tell me also, or you can type in chat box, whichever you feel comfortable. Because this is a small group of 23, so I think we can allow unmute and speak also.
Passing the baton.
Passing the baton. Okay, ET, I mean, don't go literally, but yes, passing the baton. Yes. 𝗕𝗲𝗂𝗯. Yeah, nowadays everyone's actually saying that, but that is for people above 50, right? That's how they're advertising. Alfred, you're too young for that.
I think it's more for teamwork. This is what I see.
Okay, teamwork.
Yeah.
Continue the race, journey, the final leg. Any other? I'm getting interesting revelations. Any other thought? The right skill. Passing the torch. Okay, passing on, passing on. Okay, excellent, excellent. You're getting the idea. Now, like, you know, there's some Hindi dialogues are there, but I'll translate it for you. Sometimes people will say, where you stop thinking, I start thinking from there. There's a Hindi dialogue which I'm translating it for you. So I'm sure, like, you know, in Tamil movies also, they would have used this dialogue. Where you stop thinking, I start thinking from there. So here, what happens is the club sponsor does a lot of work, starting from getting the lead to the first meeting of that new club. And after that, they hand over to the club mentor. Now, I'm not saying the mentor doesn't do much, but this is a stepwise process where they actually start from scratch and they build the club, they get the club sorted out, have the first meeting, and the mentor takes the baton from there and moves on. So that's about being so the person here is the club sponsor and the person here is the club mentor. So that's the thing. Now, we are not going to focus on this guy who's in front. We are going to focus on the job profile or the portfolio of the person in the behind who's handing over. We only see the person while they hand over. We sometimes do not know how much they have done behind the scene. That's the beauty of the sponsor. They are like, you know, if I give a medical example, we always see the surgeon doing the surgery. But if I ask you, do you know the anesthetist who gave the gas? We'll be like, no, I don't know who's that. So they have done a fantastic job, and that's when, but you know the surgeon. So in this field, if I say the sponsor is the anesthetist, mentor is the surgeon, and both need to do a good job for a club to sustain and move on. Now, when we talk about the clubs, the types of clubs, we talk about mainly 4 types of club: community, corporate, advanced, and special. Now, at this point, I will stop sharing and ask your views on what do you think is a community club, corporate club, advanced club, and special. Anyone? You can unmute and say.
So advanced clubs are usually it's club that the members is already a Toastmaster.
Okay.
Yes.
Usually it forms with a dual club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dual membership. Yeah.
Dual membership. Excellent. How about community? Anyone? Yes, Dr. Saras.
Good evening, Dr. Sao.
Good evening.
A community club means anyone can join the club as long as they are above 18 years old.
Yeah, so you're saying that community means anyone, anywhere in the society can come and join as long as they're 18 years. How about corporate? Anyone from corporate club here? No one from corporate club?
Yeah.
Okay.
Corporate club basically is just sponsored by a company for their staff.
Right. See, you see that these are very telltale, and those who have been a Toastmaster, they would say, okay, we got that. Community club, anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, Ilyas, you should join Gavel Club.
Yeah.
but you can come as a guest to our club. I'll have a
Yeah.
story for that. I'll tell you in a while. So community club means anyone and everyone who's 18 and above. There's no difference. Like, fine, you join us. Now, when it comes to corporate, that becomes a semi-selective or sometimes very selective. That means it happens only within that company and no outsiders allowed. And if outsiders, they go in with special passes. And I know I've been to many corporate clubs where my phone camera will be sealed by their tape and I have to sign in probably just short of signing a non-disclosure agreement, everything I have to do. So there's things like that happens. When it comes to advanced club, again, advanced club must have dual members. Most of them are dual members, but some advanced club may consider having non-dual, but initially when they want to charter, they must be having dual members. Now the question is the 4th one, the special. The special, what is a special club? Doesn't matter. Go ahead. If you're wrong, it's all right.
Is those particular hobbies like the yoga club or people belong to a particular organizations, but they are maybe NGOs or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, why not? They will have something which is unique.
Yeah.
Something which is unique, like even as unique as, like, for example, when we say Crystal, it's all ladies club. That is a very special club, actually. If you ask, whenever I see them, I say Wonder Woman's club. So it's like all ladies club. So similarly, I mean, we don't have any all boys club. Didi, are we planning to have one? Only men's. Okay, so now the thing is something which is very special, or some people who are like following the same passion. There's like those Honda clubs, there's car clubs which are like only Honda owners and things like that. So there is something very unique. So they can be various clubs, but most of the clubs that we come across are usually between community and corporate. Even when I would say university clubs would also come under special clubs, because they consist of mainly students, sometimes faculty and students, but mainly students. They also form very special bond because they are all university students. And that is something we are like, wow, students are actually doing very well nowadays. So that is a very special club. So with that, those clubs in mind, because those clubs are very important when we go to our group activity. So we'll move on to the starting of chartering of a club. Now, when we start, say, chartering of a club, this is the path we see. Chartering of a club is never a straight line. It comes with very sharp curves and with surprises. And I have been through a lot of those surprises where I felt elated. Wow, we are almost doing it. Then, oh no, it didn't work out. Or like, I don't know, it's not working out. Then a phone call comes. Oh, hey, we are on. Go for it. So that is the surprises we get at every nook and corner. So sometimes, yes, the power of dreams. Thank you, Ravi. Now, when we talk about this road to chartering a club, the first thing that comes in our mind is the leads. Club leads. Now, we cannot just sit in our house and expect the leads to fall onto our lap. So there, I'm going to give you some ideas. But before that, I want you to think about some ways how you should generate leads. So we'll move on to this. Again, we are going to go back to community, corporate, advance, and I'll open the floor and we'll discuss and share your thoughts on. I'll give you around 2 minutes or 3 minutes to think about it, because it's not going to be impromptu. Think about the points. A community club, corporate club. If you can't think of a special club, that's all right. That's not a problem. But at least community club and corporate club, you can think of how do I generate leads. So that is something I'll give you 2 minutes to 3 minutes to think about, and then we'll discuss. I'll just follow the timing with myself, so timer don't have to worry about it. Okay, another few more seconds. All right, so floor is open, 2 minutes over. So anyone wish to share? Like, let's start with community club first. Community club, because that's a bit more trickier to open compared to the other one. So let's start with anyone who wants to. Claire, would you like to share something with regards to community club?
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Som. Yeah, actually, community club is the one that I don't know how it was started, but I imagine, like opening up a Starbucks or any retail store, you will look at the geographical location whereby does a community Toastmaster club exist there? And then maybe that is one of the approach that you can start, like, hey, this area probably don't have a Toastmasters club. Maybe you can start some Toastmasters club there. I don't know, I'm just guessing.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. What we are going to do is, trust me, like sometimes this meeting is recorded. Sometimes when we hear back these ideas, I told you, like just one idea can be a spark which can lead to formation of a club. So you never know. You might think that, this is something. I will share with you the stories of how the latest club that we opened, MUCM research and presentation, happened. So you'll realize that sometimes just a small discussion over a coffee can lead to formation of a club. So don't think any idea like Starbucks, geographical location, all are pointers. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so that's my thought on community club.
Excellent, excellent.
Mhm.
Dr. Saras, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, my
No problem.
Wi-Fi connection. Okay, no, from my own experience for sharing inspired. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes, can hear you.
Yeah. I found a niche area for the club, a special niche area whereby I wanted the professionals, those who are educated to join the club. That's why if you visit my club, majority of them, they have degree, masters, and even many of them doing their PhD. So with this unique selling point, we formed the club. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. Yeah, it's some similar idea, but the community, when you talk about community club, that's what sometimes initially I used to feel like, oh, I'm in unique club. I see mainly 80 to 90% are students, but when I go to a community club, wow, everyone is so diverse. But what brings them together, that one idea, that one thing that you click, oh, we are in the same geographical location. Oh, we all love Starbucks. Oh, we all love something on some academic aspects. So we see a lot of academician. Like that's how we start making clubs based on just one idea. Now, I'll tell you one particular thing. We had this in our college that is in Manipal. We have a WhatsApp group of Malayalis, all the Malayali students from India, from Gulf, from various parts, and also from Malaysia. They have around 60 to 70 students in that group. 60 to 70 students in that one WhatsApp group. And when a Toastmaster sees such a rich, a conglomeration of so many students, you often feel like, why don't I capitalize on this? So I asked them like, hey, why can't we have this? And then they said, yeah, some of them were like, yeah, that's a good thing. We can have a bilingual club where we have English and Malayalam. But that is not a university club. We were planning to get people from India, Kerala, India, and even Middle East and all that Gulf area everywhere. Finally, it didn't work out because they felt, nah, the idea is not catching fire. So it didn't work out. Now, another one, I met with a person who's into the business industry in Malacca over a cup of coffee. And I was talking him, my selling point was networking. That, you know what, you have so many business, you can network with people and this and that. We had a lovely breakfast together and blah, blah, blah. Then he said he'll get back to me. After that, he said, no, for business people, we have something called BNI where we meet, and there are other groups where we can meet up and all. So the networking idea did not work out also. So sometimes community club is the most difficult because that one idea to get everyone connected to that is the most difficult challenge. I am purposely telling you stories of failure because sometimes we only see the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, the club is chartered, but you don't know how much clubs we wanted to charter did not happen for that one club that was chartered. So these are like some stories where you go with an idea, you try to sell that idea, and well, it might work, it may not work. When it comes to corporate, anyone wants to add on something? Dr. Jam, hi, are you there? Okay, she's there. No. Okay, Vanita is there, our Division A director. Could you tell us, because she just chartered in June a club called IMAX. So could you tell us like what entices the corporate to charter a club?
Hi everyone, good evening.
Good
All right,
evening.
so Dr. Som, as you were talking also about stories of failure, maybe I can also talk about a story of failure.
Sure, why not?
Let's see. So sometime in March, actually, so I was attending this global women's talk within my global IT organization. And one of the speakers, the way she was speaking, it kind of clicked and I had in my mind, she looks like a Toastmaster. And towards the end of her presentation, she then confirmed it. So she said, the reason I have the confidence to stand right in front of you and speak the way I speak is because I'm a Toastmaster and I attend a Toastmasters meeting all the way from Munich. Now, I had a lot of the women from Asia as well. in the call. And so I immediately reached out to my APIT senior VP, who was also in the call. And I thought, hey, there's an opportunity. Why not let's have like an Asia Pacific kind of thing? And we can actually meet on AP time zone. And it really sounded like a good idea, right? So prepared together a good slide deck. Everything was really sounding very good because I then texted her about it. She was also quite optimistic. I presented it to her. She said, okay, good. This looks good. I think all we need now is just the money, right? I say, yeah, because someone needs to pay for this. And at the corporate level, so often when we get things started, at least the company would sponsor the charter members at least to get started, right? And so she said, okay, I'm going to talk to the AP CFO. And guess what? The last update I got from her was 2 months ago or 3 months ago. And because she's the senior VP, I followed up with her once, I followed up with her twice. I didn't want to seem like an egg. So I said, okay, let's just leave it. If it happens, it happens. And there were several other similar stories, like in Batam, there was one. And then it turns out that, yeah, long story. I think Didi knows about the Batam story as well. Now, and then came a problem that my current club at 𝗕𝗲𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗁 Toastmasters Club, we were facing. We have something like 37 members and we are running out of speech slots. So this idea now stemmed from a problem that we actually had. We had no speech slots. We had members waiting. We had another 12 members who were waiting to join us. And we had a couple who said, we will only join you if there are speaking slots. So what do we do? Definitely the current EXCO is not going to run meetings 4 times in a month, right? Window of opportunity. At the same time, there was, we are trying to push towards 𝗕𝗲𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗁. So I discussed, of course, Dr. Som was one of them that I had discussed with, together with CGD from previous term and our IPDD as well. And then we said, okay, let's give it a try. It took me a lot of convincing to convince the EXCO at that time to start a new club. And I also had to get a lot of support from also the senior members, the charter members who were not EXCO at that time. So there was a lot of talking that took place for about 2 months. So once I got the EXCO on board, then I needed to talk to another group of people because we had management talents who are in the club as well. The management saw that there is a difference between the Toastmaster members and non-Toastmasters when it comes to presenting and moderating and so forth. So they pump all of their management trainees into our club. So that was another user group I had to convince. And then different user groups. So it took me a whole of two whole months just presenting over and over again until we finally got the go-ahead from our senior VP of HR. And at the very last minute in June, IMEX Infineon Malacca Excellence Toastmaster Club was born. And we're having our first meeting this Wednesday.
Excellent. Congratulations. So you can see, like, this is being in the company. She had to do so many things, and that too, after missing out one thing, she managed to convince the management to get. But my question is, like, Infineon is a huge company. Now, how do we decide which corporate group to catch? Because all companies may not have 9,000 employees or 10,000 employees like how Infineon is, and Infineon Malacca we are talking about. So what do we fix as a criteria? Can we just go and catch hold of any small SD and BHDs, or like who do you think is potential? Any idea? Is like, you can just give me whatever thoughts, because we are discussing this. So it doesn't matter like whether you have chartered or not. We are just sharing ideas here. Toastmaster Hashrul, any thoughts on this? Which corporate?
You mean for corporate club, is it?
Yes. With the corporate clubs, like any company or every company will not work out.
No.
So as like Vanita shared her story of her struggles and finally how she managed to get that. But that company is a huge company with more than 9,000-10,000 employees. So how do we target which corporate club as a lead that we should go ahead? Because when we sort out the companies, we should sort out companies with certain amount of strengths, because not all companies would want to spend money because there is a certain amount of money involved. Approximately say 8 to 9,000 for first 6 months. Okay. All right. So any thoughts? If it's no thoughts, then I would say a company with roughly around 250, 300 employees is a good area to look for a lead. If you're looking for corporate, you can go into their background a bit and check which company has how many employees. It need not be a super huge. If you want to see that, oh, this company is a good company, it's got a good presence in our locality. Now, the thing is, to say it, that's a lead, you need to probably see how many employees do they have. You say, oh, they have 400 something employees, 500 something employees. Lovely. You can consider. And all these leads that you need to look for must have a solid presence, not like they just started, because they will be also not very keen on investing immediately on amount. So do a bit of a check on the profile. Now coming to a special category would be find the common point. Like even what Dr. Sarah said, everyone's keen on PhD. That is one common point that we can think of. So why don't we create a group of PhD and come together as a club? Even we have another club called Edu Leaders, where educationists, that means they're teaching all the what do you call that, SPM level students, they're teaching their companies which are teaching, they come together and they create a club called Edu Leaders. And MUCM, of course, MUCM is quite known. Now MUCM mainly for Manipal, now we have at least 4 clubs affiliated to our MUCM. So they are like clubs that they would like consider as a special club because it's a unique club and the students are the presidents, they are empowered, they are managing the show. So that is a specialty, and each club has some USP. If I say, okay, MUCM Advanced, what's the USP? Tall Tales. Alto, what's the USP? It's an advanced club. What's the USP? Oh, it's a more diverse evaluation and things like that. So that is something which we have to keep in mind when we look for leads. So getting the leads, trust me, you get 10 leads, maybe 1 or 2 might convert maximum, but that's the first step. You have to look for more leads before you decide, okay, like let's convert that into a club. But that's just the first step. Now we move on to what is the second step. The second step is business meeting. Now this is the I would say this is the core meeting that you have. Now again, when it comes to business meeting, we again go back to corporate and community. Now community, usually there is no business meeting because this is where we get the leads by either putting in the social media or either putting in like nowadays there's no mass media, but somewhere in the community we post in the buildings or in the localities, we say, hey, we are trying to get together into forming a community, would you like to join in? So they don't really have a business meeting per se, but you can always get them together and discuss about the proposals. So what happens in a business meeting? Now, when it comes to a business meeting in community, it's more or less a chit chat on what is Toastmasters all about and how will it benefit the community. But when it comes to corporate, I want you to think for a while. I'll give you another 1 to 2 minutes to think over it. In corporate, if I say, okay, plan a business meeting, what are the constituents of business meeting in a corporate club? A corporate club said, yes, we are interested in a business meeting. So now the ball is in your court. So what would you do? I give you a couple of minutes to think about it. Okay, so anyone who wants to share? Ruhi, I know you're not from corporate. Would you like to share something? In your opinion, what do you think the business meeting would be?
Good
Or-
evening, everyone.
Good evening.
A business meeting, in my opinion, I've been listening to everything that's been said and trying to absorb everything. And as far as the business meeting goes by, all I can imagine is a roundtable conference where everybody is sharing ideas and at a very formal setting, which is I understand core of Toastmasters, but also terms being discussed, which I personally would not understand, investment and whatnot. So that's all I understand from that, and I don't know if that was the question, but back to you, Dr. Som. Thank you.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries. We are just sharing
Yeah.
ideas, and then yes, Toastmaster Kim.
Dr. Som, I think like I come from corporate. If I were to start a Toastmaster club in my company, right, I would position it as staff self-development, right? We have a KPI,
Yes.
and part of the budget will go for staff self-development like training, right? So the business meeting has to be revolved around how does it help my staff be better to serve the company.
Thank you very much. You actually just went spot on. I'm going to give you three examples here that what happened. Like first example was 3 corporate group that I went with my team, and the one was 𝗕𝗲𝗃𝗃. It's a printing company. I
Yeah.
think everyone knows about it. We went and they were extremely like happy because we have to tell them that fine, Toastmaster can do this, like everyone can benefit. And sometimes if they're a very well-established company, they're not really bothered about that pricing. That pricing may not be much of a concern for them. So what or how they can develop. So when we went to 𝗕𝗃𝗃, they realized that, hey, the communication can help us. And this meeting was done in person. So we have to find that 1 or 2 person who are probably policymaker or decision maker of the company in the business meeting. We must ensure that someone who can decide. Now we went to 𝗕𝗃𝗃 and we had that, and it was very hopeful. I personally had a meeting with a hospital, one of the private hospital here, with the head of HR. And she was also very thrilled because I told her that the front desk, the sales person who are doing the marketing for the hospital, they can become more eloquent with their speech, and therefore it can convert into sales. So they would want to know what is the ROI for my company, the return of investment. They're not doing it as a voluntary thing. They are looking at what's in it for me. But the best thing was just before, like, this was in 2019 December, we went to a company called Texas Instruments. I remember this vividly because we had a business meeting with the general manager, and he was like, yeah, he was thrilled. It's like, okay, cost doesn't matter. We are going to proceed to the next step. And the next step was demo meeting. So business meeting, yes, this looks good, everything fantastic. Staff will develop. So we have to focus on how we can develop their staff. How will it help the company? That is something in corporate we have to look in. 1, find a company which has at least 300 or beyond employees. 2, get the key person in the company. And 3, tell them how it will benefit them in the long run. Because they want to know that if I spend 8,000 and subsequently maybe another 3,000-4,000 every 6 months, how will it bring back returns to me? Okay, someone's sharing something. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll move on to the next step. I said business meeting, everything goes fantastic. You got the deal settled. You come back, you shake hands, you like high five, you peace bump, said yes, was an awesome meeting. But remember, it's full of curves and mysteries. So next is demo meeting. Now, many times the corporate says, that's all right. We got that. Go for it. We don't want a demo meeting. But sometimes we need a demo meeting. Now, the demo meeting is, again, we have to think about how do we do a demo meeting? Any ideas? Anyone who has done a demo meeting here? Anyone who has done a demo meeting? Okay, it's always DTM Kim who's coming in. So anyone else? Okay, Dr. Saras, go for it. Tell us more about it. what is a demo meeting? Hey, she disappeared?
Okay.
Oh no, she's there. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Som, demo meeting means we have to have we must have a very comprehensive agenda and go
Okay.
direct. Like usually we won't have a proper meeting setting in the sense we don't have the 3 sessions whereby we have the table topics, prepare speech and evaluation. Now we will make it very short. So probably we will have first we will tell them about Toastmasters. Before we tell about Toastmasters, maybe we will teach them about like something to do with speechcraft. We tell them a point and then we discuss about the point. Like for example, we take the Oreo method, then we mention. Then after that, we make it like a very impromptu session. So we will call one of our Toastmasters members to tell about using the Oreo method to give a speech 1 to 2 minutes. After that, we open to the floor where the others from that company or from that team, they take part in these table topics with a very interesting and short, simple topics that we give to them for them to speak to from 1 to 2 minutes. After that, of course, we congratulate them, we give them applause, and we give motivation, and we tell them that this is how the impromptu speeches are done. And with these positive vibes, we will then take them through by giving more insights about Toastmasters and the benefits of joining Toastmasters. Then we will close the sales.
All right. Okay, great. I'm going to go through those points again. Anyone else? Anyone else wants to have any? Yes, Ravi, you just switched on your camera. I thought you want to say something. Or you just switched on.
Okay, right. Now,
Demo meeting. What do we do in demo meeting? That's what.
Yeah, okay, I've done one. No, in fact, I've done 2. And what normally we will do is that we will organize a meeting itself with the proper agenda and everything, because we wanted to show to our members, our whether it's corporate or the club itself, normally it's the corporate, that how organized Toastmasters is in presenting our meeting. And normally what we will do is that we will introduce what is Toastmasters, why Toastmasters, and how Toastmasters can help you. So these are the 3 things that we normally emphasize on. And yes, we would normally take off the prepared speech and we will introduce the impromptu or the table topics, because we wanted to get them involved and build a confidence, their confidence in Toastmasters itself and how Toastmasters can actually work for them. And then, we will try to bring a little bit of humor and make it more entertaining, engaging, interacting, so that they will feel the confidence in Toastmasters itself. So how Toastmasters can really help them. And that is it. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. When it comes to demo meeting, I have lost count how many I have done, but I remember I have done quite a few with our DD, and our DD has a special knack of doing general evaluator for most of the demo meetings. He's like, if Robert is coming, he's GE for the demo meetings. He's like specialized in that post. And I used to be most of the time table topic evaluator, something like that. We have done plenty of hybrid online meetings like that. But we need to show them the entire meeting, but in a concise manner. Like we need to have one speaker. Now, second one would be, obviously the speaker needs to be evaluated. We need to have a few table topic speakers where we actually ask one of the Toastmasters to do a demo, and then followed by we ask the guests, the people, the prospective club members to be the table topic speakers. Then at the end, we will have our usual evaluation, general evaluation with all the tag teams. So minimum, you need around 8 people to conduct the demo meeting. And when you do this demo meeting, it can be a make or break based on your demo meeting. So this is extremely important, especially where they are sitting on the fence like, I don't know how Toastmaster is. And then when they see the demo meeting, yeah, I liked it. That's something I want to do. So this is that is the demo meeting that we are talking about. And in this case, when we do the demo meeting, I want to mention one thing with regards to the speaker. Do not get a speaker who's very proficient. At the same time, do not get a speaker who's doing like probably the icebreaker. So when I used to conduct the demo meeting for various clubs, I used to choose someone who's doing somewhere between the third speech, second speech, or fourth speech, that level 1 or level 2, doing the, and not level 2, that means technical speeches. So they create, like if you get a very good speaker, it might actually intimidate the prospective. Oh, wow, you have to speak like that to be Toastmaster. I cannot. Or if you bring someone who's not able to speak that well, oh, even after Toastmaster also cannot speak, I can speak better than this word. Then that's how the impact will go off. So you have to get somewhere, that balancing act has to be done by person conducting the demo meeting. So that is extremely important when you think of a demo meeting. Now moving on, after demo meeting, the game is still on. Next is, like everyone says, yes, we love it, yay. Now comes the next, is the getting the numbers. We cannot charter a club unless we get minimum 20. So unless we get that, we cannot. And in out of the 20, only 3 are allowed to be dual members. So even if you want to help, you cannot help beyond 3. So however, there are some other things that we can look into. Now, after that is the application. When you apply, how do you apply the thing? Like, when you apply, how are the application? What are the forms that you need to look into? That is something we also have. So application. Application has 6 forms, by the way. We'll touch upon those forms. And finally, we have the first meeting and 6 months. So 6 months, I'm not going to talk about that because our sponsor's role ends at the first meeting. When we come to the first meeting, that's where the sponsor has done the job. Like I got the lead, got the business meeting sorted, demo meeting sorted, got the numbers, application, filled up the application form on behalf of the prospective members, done the first meeting, and yes, now it's time to pass the baton to the mentor. So that is something that we look into. Now, so that is the thing, sponsor hands over to the mentor. There are some things I wanted to share with you. That is the forms actually. No, I'll just see the. Let me stop the sharing for a while. I wanted you to download some. Okay. All of you, I want you to take out your phone and just scan this QR code. And I'll quickly run through the forms as well. So I'm not putting it full screen, just take the QR code, and I would request Alfred if you can possibly put the link in the chat box so that they can actually save to that folder and keep it.
So are you referring to like, because
The,
in Curiosity there's a photo, or you use it as a link?
oh,
I
they
think
can
that's,
click.
yeah, because I think it's a
Okay.
photo. I can just share the photo in the chat group as well.
Okay, sure. Okay,
Okay.
fine, great. So once this happens, then I'm going to show you quickly the forms, because this comes in the application. So because I'm running out of time, the timer has given me a bit of a heads up. So I'm going to show you the forms and then we'll take it from there. I'll just introduce you to the forms and then we'll, yep, I've opened all the forms. This is the form 1. Everyone can see the form 1? Application to organize the Toastmasters Club.
Yes.
Can everyone see this?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So this is the form 1 that you're supposed to help. Now, Toastmaster in the city, it's a very like clear-cut form that you need to fill up. In this form, you have to realize that, okay, you have to give the credit card details, the payment details. And more importantly, this is the thing that we need to fill up, is the sponsor. Every new club has 2 sponsors and 2 mentors. Sometimes the district can decide on the mentors in case they are not sure. They can decide the mentor within 60 days of charter. If after that, the Toastmaster International will not accept that. But sponsor, even though they can be assigned, but usually what happens, people, they just go ahead and do it, as he was mentioning, like, someone's doing it, but then they're not officially, like, they get the like credits of a sponsor. So the district might say, okay, you can be the sponsor, but everything has to be done within the 60 days of charter. So this is the form 1 that can be filled up. Now moving on to form 2. This is a very, very important form. This is where you get an idea. This is called the charter payments. So okay. So now what happens is the club number, other than the club number, you can do everything. Here, you can see here, this one, obviously you can put 125. Now total number of new members, obviously if you have 20, then you put there. Let's say you have 17, and then you have to do the calculation. 17 times 2, 340. Then you have dual members, 3. Now when it comes to here, you can see the total numbers will be 20. Now I know what you're thinking. What about these 2? What about the reinstated member and transfer member? There's no limit to that. But there is a definite limit to dual members, only maximum 3. But when it comes to reinstated and transfer, that can be any number. But the moment we get 20, we can actually start calculating. So can you see now? This is the amount. Now you can total it. This does not do auto adding. So you have to manually do this. So this is the new member registration fee, $20, the 3. And this is the times 60. You can get the 1200 here. You can do the addition. So this is extremely important. And then you need to decide as a sponsor who will be the president and secretary of the club. This is very important because their signatures are required. And this is the form 2, charter payment. But you just got the form where you talked about. And also remember where the club will be. Of course, for us, it will be District 102. And submitted, you have to decide on the club name, as obviously. Now, when it comes to this form, you can avoid this form. Like what I did was, I usually I use a Excel form, and they accept it. Yes, Ravi.
Okay. Yeah, let's say now that we are chartering a new club and we don't have any reinstated members, we've got 20 new members. So can the space for that dual members be left blank?
Of course.
Okay, right.
The thing will become like this.
Just confirming.
Yeah, there you can do this. Yeah, the calculation will be like this. Sometimes what happens, we reach 17 or 18, but we don't have enough member to, so sometimes many people say, never mind, to support, I'll join in. So that's what happens, the dual members, but only 3 allowed. 17 has to be a new reinstated or transfer member. So this is the thing. All right. Now this details.
Dr. Som, what about advanced club? So there's no new members. How many dual members how many transfer or reinstated members are allowed maximum?
There is no limit to the only thing is when we open a basic club, we have to open with at least 17 new members. There is
advanced club, you must have what about
advanced club is always dual members.
Yeah, so it is 17 dual members then?
Yes. No, 17, no, but you have to have other members as well. But it cannot have new members.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to be others. But yeah, it can be reinstated or transfer member also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that
because
I mean they're all dual members, but how many, is there a limit to the transfer members?
no, these things, they don't put any limit to this.
Oh, okay. So I can have like 15 dual members, right? And 5 transfer from another club.
Can if
Okay.
it's a advanced club. But
Advanced.
in case of like the normal, we are talking about mainly normal. You can see
Yeah.
here a minimum of 20 members are required to charter. It's written here also, 17 of whom cannot belong to any other Toastmasters club in case of advanced. So where dual member is a prerequisite.
Okay.
So that
Alright.
means in only the one that I initially showed, 17 at the rate 20,
Mm.
that is a minimum. So you cannot have 16 also. It has to be at least 17. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
The reason I'm asking is because I'm planning to charter an advanced club,
Excellent.
right? So, and right now we have about 15 members. So we need under 5. I want to see if 5 members can be a transferred members.
Yes, why not?
Okay.
Because I think before Vanita, she mentioned that she opened an advanced club. There were 12, actually not, they were not advanced. So 12 members and new members and 8 transfer members. Okay, that's another club she opened. That's where she had 8 transferred members or something like that. So there were transferred members. There's no limit actually. You can have any number of transferred members. They're considered already a member of another club.
Okay.
Okay. Now form 3, we can convert this into Excel to reduce the workload and the form. It's much easier, and that's how we can send it to Toastmasters International. 4 is something you have to discuss with the prospective members, especially when you decide on the excos, because you don't want them to fight with each other. So you have to tell them, as a sponsor, you have to tell them what the role entails. So you need to know the roles and responsibilities of all these 7 excos. Then this one is again a filling up of forms. But trust me, when you send it to Toastmasters International, they would scrutinize it point by point. So it's not like, you miss out, they won't say cancel. They will reply back. Can you clarify on this point? It has happened to me also. They have even that small tick somewhere. I have can you mention whether this tick open to members of specific on open to interested? So one tick was missing and they actually scrutinize it. So they're really good at that. And then of course these are the addendums like club policies and all that you decide. So this is something very straightforward. It's self-explanatory. 6A and 6B are not so difficult, and which day you want to meet and will have any restrictions or not. This is something which can be done with the help of CGD or any of the district officials. Now at this point I would say that when you want to send the form to Toastmasters International, always it's a very good practice to keep the CGD and the DD in the loop to the email. When you send an email to the new clubs and say, I want to charter this club with all the forms that you add up, because sometimes what happens, we can use their connections with the TI to make things go faster rather than, or something that happens you may not know how to resolve. So at least them having a better idea, they would be definitely helping you on this. So now moving on. So that is about application. So here you can see that when we did the application, after that we have the first meeting, and the sponsor at this point would actually be ready to pass the baton to the mentor. So the mentor will come here at the first meeting, and there you have an understanding of, okay, now this club is your baby. But having said that, they won't leave the club. They might be with the club for another couple of months. Of course, they don't need to leave the club immediately. Moving on, so that's the thing where it started. Now what is in it for me? Like if the sponsor said, okay, it goes into the this thing, fine, I understand, we get a DTM thing. But a sponsor, the Toastmaster, the president of the club will immediately get, not immediately, maybe give a 2 weeks gap, they will get an email from the TI that congratulations on completing the charter process. Now it's time to give your club sponsor credit for their service. This is the exact email that I'm showing you, because this is for the new club that we chartered called 𝗕𝗲𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗁. And this is the thing that we have actually, like, I've got this email. Well, I have not responded to this email. Now, I asked one of my sponsor and one of our mentor is here only, Ruhi. So to show us what it shows in their dashboard. And this is in the sponsors dashboard. Now you see, we opened the club on 8th June, and anytime like between the 23rd June and by 8th July, we can actually send in the email. Now, any club exco, the charter club exco, can write an email to the new club saying that, yes, the club sponsor has done a fantastic job and please give him or her the credit. And the moment that email goes to TI, within 5 to 7 working days, this pending approval will become approved, and this credit will be added in the sponsors achievement area. But when it comes to mentor, this is what happens. So for this club, MUCM research and presentation, the mentor still is not eligible for the award. Like, she will be ready for the award on 8th December 2025, because they will have to be there for 6 months with the club. So they have to mentor. Now that is a totally different chapter again, which we are not touching on. What do the mentor do for the next 6 months? So that one is part 2. So here what we do is, the sponsor gets their credit the moment they have their first meeting. Maybe like after the charter process is completed, TI is very generous, said, okay, any of the charter member, could you please give us your feedback? You okay with the sponsor did a fantastic job, just write an email to us. That's it. There is no fancy certificate, nothing, just an email of 2-3 lines. Hello, I'm the charter president of this club, and I would say please convey give the credits to our sponsors, 1, 2, membership number this. Whenever you want to charter a club, it always starts with finding the leads. And when you find the leads, whether in the corporate or community or any special club, move on to the next step, business meeting, especially when it comes to a corporate club. And in the corporate club, you know what are the key things to look for. 1, look for the key person or policy maker, someone who can make a difference. Then talk about how it can make a difference to the company, how you can add value to the company. So because the company is always looking for ROIs. Then once you get that business meeting out of the way, sometimes the corporate may not want the demo meeting, but some clubs, they may want the demo meeting. So demo meeting, what do? Mini bonsai version of the meeting, or where you get only one speaker, the characteristics of the speaker, not too proficient, not too newbie, somewhere level 1, so that they don't intimidate or not discourage the audience. So once you have the demo meeting, one speaker, table topic segment, and get all the general evaluators. Sometimes, they love the R counter. I've seen they're like, oh, R counter. And so get those things. Once the demo meeting is over, the club sponsor is ready with all the forms, and the 6 forms that I showed, that's a lot of work, trust me, and getting the numbers. And once they do that, finally, after that, they make sure that they slowly get the first meeting on. And when the first meeting is on, they hand over the baton to the mentor, and mentor takes it from there for the next 6 months. It's easier said in 45 minutes, but it's a lot of work behind the scene. As you know that, we only see the tip of the iceberg when a club is chartered, but we don't know the amount of the base of the iceberg is never seen, but that's sweat and toil. So with that, thank you very much for being a lovely audience and for those sharing. I'm sure the recording, and Valerie's here, our CGD, she will look into those and get some ideas as well. So with that, I open the floor for any questions, if there's any. I have some questions sent to me. I'll just go through that first. Okay, I have one question. If you charter, charter a new club, we will be sponsor mentor. Like, okay, I'm not sure like how to choose the mentor or sponsor. Is that Dr. Dr. Ratnam? Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you rephrase your question? I couldn't get the question.
Okay. That means after we initiate the demo meeting, and then they are just quiet. There's no feedback, and we going up and we make a follow-up and everything, but they are still quiet. How should we respond to them?
If they're quiet, well, you can ask politely, hi, how are you? Is there any updates? I have done that for a few hospitals. And like, sometimes if there's any event, you can always use that, say, Happy New Year or this thing, how are you? And then bring in the point, like, after demo meeting, they're quiet means you have to remind them politely, but you don't want to be a pain for them, like, oh gosh, again, this person is behind my case, like, block this person. No, you have to be, but you know what, if they do not respond to you after two, hi, any updates, most likely it's a no. They're just being polite, not to say that on your face.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's I have had a lot of polite negative things, and like, yeah, we are yet to decide. Sometimes they're even more polite. We are yet to decide. We haven't decided. So not more than 2 times. If you know that if they have decided, you don't even need those 2 times. 2 times, find out if there's any update. Yes, Dr. Saras, you had your hands raised.
Very simple. Can the same person be the sponsor and mentor for the club?
Can the same person be sponsor? Well, there's no rule saying that you cannot be. So the same sponsor can be, I mean, you mean mentor and the sponsor, is it?
Yes.
Yes, why not? I mean, like I have done that couple of times. So the thing is, but usually what happens, like later, once you get your DTM and all that, sometimes it's time to say, even if you help the sponsor filling up the forms and all, you say, no, let this person have the credit, and they're also learning. So you can advise them how to fill up the forms, and so help them, empower them in their path towards DTM as well. But if to answer your question in a straight yes or no, yes, they can be both. But then your job doesn't finish at the end. You have to go beyond another 6 months, right? You're not passing the baton, you're carrying the baton and going all the way. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said, like, Toastmaster Ravi, like if you want to get leads, like if you're looking for corporate, look for corporate clubs which are more than 300 plus employees. They are definitely a strong company to come up with a formidable team of 20-25 members they can sponsor. Number 2, get hold of those people who are like general manager, head of HR, who can take some policy decisions. Like, you may have friends in the company, but if they're not in that level where they can take a call, like if it's a uni, we have to meet the vice chancellor or the dean or something like that. So if you need to go for those level of people who can help. So this makes your life easier for the business meeting and thereafter. So look for companies, if you corporate, look for companies which are more than 300. That's the first step, 300 or beyond employees. Because when you want to charter, the best number to charter is 25, because you're not chartering a club just for 2 months. You're chartering, 6 months, you're chartering to make it last longer. So 25 number is a good number to charter a club, because even if it falls down, it's not gone to a critical level where it cannot pick itself up. Okay. Any other questions? The form 6 to be filled up by sponsor or charter. Okay, this one we have to, the sponsor has to sit with the president, the charter president, and whoever you have decided on, the officers, club officers, if they are available, and discuss with them. Like, I remember when I was the charter president of MUCM, I sat with Aziza. Aziza was our club sponsor that time, back in 2015 November, I remember, after our demo meeting. So we sat together and we decided on what points that we should have for MUCM Toastmasters Club. So the sponsor should sit with the club president, the charter president, or club officer, whoever available, and decide on those addendums.
Dr. Som, one more question writing on that. It's just in terms of the payment, when you fill up the form, the payment is also has to be paid by the corporate at the same time, right? So
yes, they can be paid by the corporate, and this is something that corporate can do is a wire transfer. So that one they have to connect with TI, and like they will either can, if they do a wire transfer, they can. Sometimes we always advise, if they want to save on the transferring thing, we tell them do it for 1 year, or when you renew for 1 year, it saves, because they already have plans, they have budget for 1 year, so they can do it for 1 year straight away. But new clubs, they can do it for minimum 6 months they have to do. But sometimes we align it to the financial calendar. That means, let's say if they're opening the club in June, so we say like, okay, fine, you're opening the club in June, but if you can push it till another 3 months till March, then you're aligned. So 9 months you can make it aligned to the financial calendar. So that can be suggested to the company, who can do a wire transfer. And but other clubs, as I showed you, that credit card details can be inserted, and that is much more instantaneous.
Yeah, Dr. Som, I got two questions. One is
Yeah.
regarding payment. So for any new chartered club, they must pay the 20, I said dual members, right? So they don't need to pay the $20 registration. So they only pay the 60 for the 20
Correct.
members. So
That's even for the transfer and the reinstated members as well.
Right. So if I charter in July, if I pay 6 months, that will put me on to what, February?
Yeah, that will not be aligned to our TI, the financial calendar.
Exactly. So
So then what happens? Like, okay, I'll give you the example of our latest club only. June, we chartered that club. So June means it's June, July, August, September, October, November. That means December to March we have to pay for 4 months now. We don't have to pay, but these 4 months we have to pay before September 30th. Because if we don't pay this one before September 30th, in the dashboard, if you see the last bit, administrative area, the fees renewals on time, that tick will be not there, because that will be considered a late payment. So even though it's not matched, but you have to pay for the remaining fraction later.
So if I, let's say, charter in July, so, and I pay 6 months, it'll be August, September, October, November, December, January. So before September 30th, I have to pay till March.
The 2 months, yeah,
January.
January.
In July, it starts in July. So it's July, August, September, October, November, December.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, right, starts in July, correct.
It starts in July.
So you have to pay January, February, March, 3 months.
Before September 30th.
Yes. Now you're still member. Your membership is not invalid, but in the dashboard, this is something the sponsor or the mentor needs to tell, because the new members won't know. For them, it's like, hey, our membership is till December. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just looking through some of the requirements for a charter of an advanced club. Is that they only allow 3 new or transferred member, not unlimited. I think they only allow 17 must be dual members, right? And the 3 can be transferred members or new members, apparently.
I'll get back to you on that. I'll get back to you on that.
If you can check that on for me,
Yes, sure. I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Dr. Som, how about corporate clubs? How much is the payment?
It's the same payment. There's no extra payment. It's the $125 is the charter fee. And then for 20 members, it's the 60 plus 20. There's no, just because it's a corporate club, the payment doesn't change. It's the same amount.
125 plus 60.
125 is the charter. That's for everyone, every new club. And then if you have 20 new members, then $80 per member. 80 times 20, 1600. Did you get that? Actually, I'm showing red. Mala, please just bear with me. I'll just show this one and then. Oh, this is the addendum part. Sorry. This is the one I showed you last time, right? So you see, like, you know, this is fixed 125. This one for new members, all 20 is this one. So this one is 20 into this thing. So 400 plus 1200, 1600 and 125. This is the, for assuming it's 20 members, all new. Okay. Okay, so I'll just stop sharing. Okay, any other questions? I think it's red light. Thank you, Kajan, for putting that.
Just one more question.
Sure.
Okay, the invoices to the corporate will be from TI direct to the corporate, and how the invoices will be shown.
Yes, I think there is a form for that called the W9 form. So they will actually, okay, if it's sent by corporate, then they have to pay for the telegraphic charges this side and also a wire transfer charge, which is approximately $10 USD that side. So that has to be incorporated. So that's why many times when we say the corporate clubs, especially when they're renewing, we tell them to renew for 1 year so that the budgeted thing is taken care of.
Okay.
And sometimes they have the, like, if the company has the vendor payment system, they can also apply, but not all company has that. So it depends on, like, just watch out on W9 form that they have, especially for corporate. And also this is something that I also check with my finance. Not all companies have that vendor payment system. So where actually they have the automated system where you can actually use the vendor payment system where which will give a top up. Okay, is that the one that? Okay, so that's something you can look into, vendor payment system. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Didi, for sharing that. If there's, it's already red light, so I think if there's anything, just drop in the chat. I'll try to answer in the chat. With that, thank you very much once again for being a lovely audience. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Som. Yes, very informative, very educational, and thank you for so much of guidance, points, tips, and leads. So without further ado, we are running a little bit behind time. I would like to call upon CGD, Valerie Go, for the appreciation and closing. Thank you, Valerie. I'm looking for Valerie. Yes.
I'm here. Thank you so much, Toastmaster, for evening, Vivian. So sorry for jumping in late because I was at the Mandarin session this now, but I saw so many, I heard so many questions to Dr. Song, which I feel that, wow, everyone is really thinking about club chartering. Without further ado, let us appreciate our speaker. Can I invite the Zoom master to share the slide? Thank you so much. I would like the Zoom master to also pin the District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Robert Ram, as well as our PQD, Distinguished Toastmaster Kajan, as well as our speaker, most importantly, don't forget about him, Dr. Som.
Give me a second. Let's spotlight this handsome. Ding, ding, ding.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else I left?
Two of you only can see Robert and Kajan. Oh, am I seeing
Okay.
something?
Oh, Dr. Song, okay, fine. I found Dr. Song already.
And myself.
There you go. I need someone help to take photo because I'm sharing the screen.
Yes, please pin me also. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Valerie also.
See, very important. Oh man, let me find it. Give me a second.
You forgot the VIP in the room, cannot.
Aye.
So thank you thank you so much, Dr. Song, for the inspiring speech, the informational speech, and hope this will spark a lot of thinking leads and people will start chartering clubs in District 102. Looking forward for that. Thank you so much, Dr. Song.
All the best, guys.
Who's taking the photo?
Oh, and we need someone else to take photo because I'm
I
sharing
will
the
take the
screen.
photo then. I'll help
Oh,
take the photo.
thanks, man. Thanks, bro.
No worries. Okay, everyone
Yo, nasi
smile.
lemak. Let's
Pretty,
go.
pretty. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, hold the smile, hold the smile, hold the smile. Thank you. You guys look beautiful. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. If you have more questions, I believe we can use other channel like the chats or WhatsApp or whatever to actually continue with the question. Keep the question coming. That's where you learn. Thank you so much, Dr. Som. Next, we would like to appreciate the role players as well. Without them, this whole workshop would not happen. So firstly, I would like to thank our
Vivian.
Toastmaster of the evening, Vivian Vasanti. Thank you so much.
Confirm again, who else shall I tag in
Uh,
other than CGDs and the role player?
DD, PQD. Just keep
Okay,
the trio there.
all right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, got it. All right,
DD.
Neha
All
for the
right.
photo taking as well.
Thank you. Give us a cue. Kajan.
Oh, I thought Mother was taking again. I mean, okay.
Sorry.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, well, let me take one more. 3, 2, 1, smile.
All
Okay,
right.
you guys look beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Vivian.
you.
Next, I would like to appreciate the next role player, our timer, Raja Mala Arunachalam. Please pin her. Thank
Voila,
you so
yes,
much.
got it. And spotlight to you. Okay, all right.
Today overtime is okay because we learned so much. Thank you so much, Mala.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. As always, hold the smile. Okay, you guys look beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mala. Next, not Alfred, the man
Oh, myself.
behind the. Yes, spin yourself.
Can I spotlight myself? Oh, yeah, can.
You can.
And all right, thank you so much for handling everything on the Zoom site, sharing and everything. Thank
Okay,
you.
3, 2, 1, smile. Hold the smile.
Oh, this is tough.
I know, right? But you look good. Thank you. Done.
Okay.
And last but not least, he's not here tonight because he had other commitment, but he was the one working behind the scene throughout the start of the workshop, liaising with the speaker and all the role player. So I would like to acknowledge distinguished Toastmaster Aaron Chan as the OC for this workshop. So thank you so much, Aaron. You are listening.
He was here
this
early on.
faculty.
Yep,
Yes.
he was here early on.
There.
All
Okay,
right.
3, 2,
All right.
1. We can put a Photoshop one photo of Aaron there. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, hold the smile. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so I'll just do a short closing. So once again, thank you so much for everyone to join this session. I hope that it was informative and it will spark your journey to think about club chartering. And for myself, when I think about club chartering, it was very daunting in the beginning of my Toastmaster journey. But when I get my hands dirty by learning and doing all the forms, it becomes easier. And of course, there's so many seniors that we can ask many questions. So I'm so happy to see many DVD and AD here tonight, and hope that whatever you are learned today will not make you continue to pursue in your club chartering journey. And remember, it's not an easy task, but it's achievable. So thank you so much again for your attendance tonight, and it's a wrap. Thank you.